Hello, it's Liz from Old Stables Craft. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. Now, a few days ago, I shared a card that I made using Friendship Royalty, and during it, I have one of those moments where you kind of go, ooh, I wonder if that would work. So I'm going to find out. So let me flip the camera down. And so yes, I'm using Friendship Royalty. I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the stamps, and it may or may not work. And I'm going to do it bit by bit so that I kind of keep the mystery going. Let me pop that light on. I don't like having this light on, this light on, until I've started down on the desk. Otherwise it kind of gets in the way of everything I need to see. Right, I have a small piece of basic white card, and I'm going to get my Versamark out. So I'm going to tap that over there. This is probably a really silly thing to do, but I'm going to try it. So I have got, for the first 2 bits, the star and this, and I'm thinking that as a magic wand. I don't know if it's meant to be, but that's how I am seeing it. You know, the fairies have stars on their wands. So, will it fit that way? No. So I won't try. I might put it over there. Talk about indecisive. There is a reason why I've put it to the right, and that's because this is a straight edge and this isn't. Now I am going to pop this into my silver embossing powder before I go any further, purely because I can't see where it is otherwise. So, ooh, and that's not particularly well inked, but it'll do. It'll do. It's fine. It's fine. It will be fine. So I've got my star, which I am going to make sure I do ink thoroughly. And I'm going to pop this over, without that bit of thing, I'm going to pop this over my stick. It's a technical word, that, stick. And pop that in there. And shake it off. So the project I made a few days ago had vellum and lots and lots and lots, and then a few more iridescent gems. Iridescent rhinestones. So I'm going to heat emboss that, obviously. There's not much point in putting powder onto a stamped image unless you're going to heat emboss it. And I'm not too worried if there's stray bits. So it's fine if there are stray bits. So there is our magic wand. I'm going to cut it out, which is why I'm not too fussed if there are any stray bits. So let me cut this out. There's rather too much card is the problem I've got. It's fine. I will work with it. So, just a reminder, and I don't think I've said this for a while, fussy cutting, you don't move the scissors so much as what you're cutting out. So all I'm really doing with the scissors is opening them and closing them. Now I hold my scissors at a funny angle when I'm fussy cutting. I don't know why, I just do, but it works for me. So I think it's so that I can see better. I don't know. And because scissors actually get used to how you use them, when I was at fashion college, I was always told, do not ever borrow somebody else's scissors, because they learn how you use them. They wear that way, and so if somebody else uses them, you may upset how they then use them. Does that make sense? So it's a bit like back in the days where you wrote with a fountain pen, something that I am actually doing more of these days. But you used to, your nib would get worn in as the metal kind of got worn down. Because I use my scissors on the side quite a lot, I've probably changed how they work. If you use them straight, I'm sure it'll be fine, but you know. Anyway, who knows? Who knows the secret of the black magic box? That's going to throw some people. Right, so I've got this strip. It's just an edge piece of sorry, there's something geeky on my scissors. It's just an edge piece of dimensional, and I'm just going to cut it so that I've got a really nice narrow piece for that handle. That's probably long enough. Yes. So I'll cut it to there and peel the backing off, and then pop this onto my fairy wand, and I am going to just nip that top bit off, pop that in the bin, and then I can take a standard size dimensional, hopefully, and that will that fit? Ooh, no, not quite. I haven't taken enough of this off. Take a little bit more of that. It doesn't matter if it doesn't go all the way up, it's really just for a bit of support. That works. Good. So that is my magic wand. But that's not going to make much of a card, really. So I've got another piece of basic white. This is a measured piece. And I've got the small tiara and this exciting swirl and a sentiment. So those are what I'm going to use next. Now, this may not end up as exciting as I'm hoping it will, but we'll give it a go. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. So, ink up my tiara, and I want that at a jaunty angle. I don't know why, it's just what I decided I would do. So that's that, and I want my swirly swirl, and I can just about see where everything is. Yep, that'll work. And then I need my sentiment. And this is going to go down here, and I'm going to keep what it actually says secret for a little bit longer. Right, don't need that, don't need any of those, need my embossing powder. So, and my spoon. Now, I've seen people use plastic spoons with their embossing powder. I don't know how they get away with that, and the reason I say that is because embossing powder is attracted by static, hence you use an anti-static bag to take the static out of your card, but plastic makes static, so I really don't know how that works. Anyway, each to their own. So you may now be able to see that what it says is you were born to be fabulous, not perfect. Now I have learnt over the years, well actually only recently, that tapping my spoon that way dents the side of my card. So I've stopped doing it. It's almost like every day's a school day, but it is. So the bit that I've stamped most successfully is the bits I'm going to cover quite a lot of it up, which is the swirl in the middle, but that's all right. Right, let's get rid of my spoon. Pop that there for a moment whilst I close that up and give the whole thing a bit of a tap to get any stray bits off. Got a bit of fluff there. Right, okay, cheese board time. And heat gun. Sorry about the noise, but you know, twice in one video. Right, so that's that. And what I'm thinking is that's going to go there with all that lovely swirl. So let's pop that on, because it's then as if the wand is creating that swirl. Like that. And then I have dug out the brand new packet of rhinestones. Well, I do think I've got a few left in my... oh, a very few. So I'll finish off this one. So I was looking for my take your pick. Because in much the same way as I covered my previous tiara with iridescent rhinestones, I'm going to cover this one with basic rhinestones, if they'd like to stick. There we go. Sticking to embossing powder is something that can be a little tricky sometimes, so you just need to show it who's boss. Right, so that's usefully... what is that? That's usefully the end of that packet, so I can recycle some and dispose of the other. So I'm trying to just use these little ones on the smaller swirly bits, or diamondy bits, and then I've got the next size up, the medium size, which I frankly wish we had a few more of in every packet. The big ones I'm happy with the number, but I would like a few more of the medium sized ones. So that's those, and I think I'll use a large one in the middle of our magic wand, or fairy wand I suppose. Right, okay, so I'm trying to keep the thing that I suddenly went ooh about secret as long as I can. Let's burnish that, and I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of this piece. This is where we'll put this down, and then we'll see if what I've thought might work works, because it may not. It may be a complete and utter disaster. Well, not disaster, but not as fabulous as I think it's going to be, because I have dug out some of this holographic card from the Reach for the Stars astronauty suite, because I thought that was kind of fairy-esque. So it's... Now obviously I could gut it. I should have gutted it. But at one point I was thinking this was going to be vellum and therefore I couldn't gut it. And then I decided against that. So I haven't gutted it. What I am going to do is just pop a little bit of seal down the middle, because although I want to use the liquid adhesive, which will glue to the foil very nicely, what it'll do initially is just slide. So having an anchor point just makes sense. So this goes there like that, and then if I push that bit in the middle, and then I can press from the back, and it should all fall into place. Let me put that on, and there we are. So we've got all that lovely holographic going on around the outside, with lots of silver and the magic wand, and I just thought that would be fun, maybe for a teenager, particularly if they're going through a kind of, I'm not quite sure about me, you know, when you're a teenager and you start that feeling of I'm not good enough. I think this would be perfect, maybe for exam results that weren't quite as good as you were expecting. You were born to be fabulous, not perfect, so straight A's doesn't matter, just be fabulous. That's my kind of theory of it anyway. So let me flip the camera back up. Hello again. So I hope you enjoyed that. I just thought it was a bit of fun. I love that holographic card. Should have gutted it. Never mind, I can always buy some more. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for joining me today. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will hope to see you again very soon. But until then, bye for now.